Alright, so this is my very brief edit breakdown of my advert for Yorkshire tea. This was meant to be a nice, quick, simple, clean, elegant, 2 day long edit process. It instead came out to be a week and a half, maybe a bit longer. And it's been painful because the fact is that it was very simple what had happened, but it caused such a monotonous, long process to have to occur to fix it. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So that's really loud. Sorry. The first thing we kind of needed to do was obviously get our person in with obviously before we had the green screen over it. This is what it looked like for the most part. The mask is on. So this is what we first had, obviously minus these snow particles we have here. This is what we were given. Now, the problem we already have is that we have a very reflective helmet. We have the very reflective goggles, and you can see here the green screen is not lit properly. So we've already got like 3-4 major issues that are going to cause problems, and as you can see, when we do turn on the key without the mask, what you see happens is that you get this black splotch in the corner. So we're like, shit. Because basically what you're meant to do is you're meant to just apply the Ultra key, and then you just pick the colour you want it to key out. But the problem is, because it's not on the same colour, and no matter how much I fiddled around with all the settings to try and like accommodate for the darkness, it never fixed any of it. So we were left with this massive black splotch here, and then later on you can see it just gets worse and worse. And in this clip, it's still just as bad. And this is what throughout the way. And I was like, no, I'm not happy with this. I'm not having this. So I decided to key out the issues, which basically you use a mask and you have to follow painfully. Oh, see, look at that. That's something we need to fix real quick. That's the problem. You go back over and over again, it's never fixed. You have to like tediously go for every single frame, following his movements to basically fix the error. And how you fix the error is basically that inside this mask is a filter to make it brighter. You can see if I put it over his arm here or there, it makes those sections brighter. And basically what it's doing is it's making the green screen underneath this key brighter to then the Ultra key can recognize that as a bright green spot and then key over it. And I had to do that a lot, and then when it got to the next one, we just had to keep going with it. It was like, you could see here, over here, this is the amount of frames I did. There were 50 frames. This is a 50 frames per second video, which it shouldn't be. It should be in 24, but I did not set it to the correct amount of frames, which basically doubled my work. But this is how long is this clip, huh? This clip is a 23-second long quick. So we do 23 times 50. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. And that's over 1,000 frames. Is that correct? 23, 50 seconds. So yeah, over 1,000 frames that I've had to tediously go through every single. And even then, yet again, still I've got errors in it, bits I missed, which is really annoying. But we'll do it later. But yeah, every single frame, just keep going and going like that. And the thing is, I've realised halfway through that I did not have to do every frame. It's called keyframing for a reason. You're only meant to do the keyframes and do in between, like do the bits, and then it will do it in between for you. Now, that could work to an extent with this, but yet again, by the nature of how he's moving, it wouldn't have 100% worked. But still, I could have made it easier for myself. But this is really what took up the most time, was just doing that over and over again. It was problem solving. It was trying to find the right colours to do it to. And then we got the issue here, which I have not been able to fix, is that the key has the grass in it. So basically, if Look here, see it's green grass on the cup. If this was like the red Yorkshire teacups, would be it's so much easier because of the green grass. So the problem is that we have this issue where it keys over it, but I genuinely have not got the willpower, or time to fix this. It's fine, but it's stuff to keep in mind for the future, obviously. But yeah, that was kind of the main part. Once we'd started solving that, I went to then creating the immersion for him being on the mountain. So you can see here in the background we have the mounting overlay. What I did is applied a Gaussian blur to make it seem like it's in the background, out of focus. I also made it so it moves with him. So you can see here when it pans down, the background moves down with him. And it goes back up, just to kind of make it a bit more convincing. And yeah, that was kind of the first step. The next step to making our advert look more immersive, to being on a mountaintop, was to add snow. Now, to add snow was actually really easy. Thank the Lord, it was very, very easy to do. And all it required really was downloading a snow overlay from YouTube. So basically these overlays, I can show you here. These overlays are literally just this. These black backgrounds with snow going past it. And all you do is you can just... all you have to do is just literally select it. Go to opacity, and we just switch to blend mode to screen. Like I watched a tutorial on it, and that was it. And then there you go. And then then the rest of it's up to you about like how you want to give the effect of it. So what I did was I have 3 or 4 layers of snow here. Some bigger sizes. So there's one behind here, one layer of snow behind him. So it'll go behind his head. You can't really see that as much though. I've got then 2-3 layers in front, some smaller ones, some bigger ones with a more blur on it, so that simulates ones that are going right past him and ones that are right in front of him. Now, I am debating... It sounds like a Minecraft sound, sorry, I've got some of the photo left on. I am debating reducing it a bit, because I think it can maybe get a bit too full on. But we'll see. I don't really know. I wish something I might do in the future is like kind of like towards someone who does VFX and see how I can make this better, because it still looks just a bit too, I don't know, but it's fine. It's fine because I'm not going to be a visual effects artist when I'm older. That's not what I do. But it's good that I can do some rudimentary green screen. But yeah, but overall, I think it really does give it a good effect. Yeah, and that was kind of the second step to our immersion. The third step to our immersion was adding our color grades. So I went for a cold, kind of a bit over the top grade. I might turn the whites down a bit, to be honest. I'll do that later. But we went for a kind of like over the top cold grade, because obviously that just doesn't look like he's in the mountain. It looks really warm, toasty there, whereas that looks like he's in like a icy, cold wilderness, and that's kind of what we wanted to go for. And it looks really good. I'm very happy with that. I actually got an idea, or a suggestion. I was talking to some random people next to me when I was editing. They said that what I should do is when he drinks the tea here, that it goes warm. And I thought it was a really nice touch, and I really like doing that. Because again, this is not what you would look like when you're cold. But this kind of, it's a bit laggy. This kind of just sells the effect of it. It's like he drinks the tea and it's like warms him up a bit. Not too much, but just the right amount. And I thought that just looked really nice. I think that was a really nice touch. I haven't finished that yet. Don't worry about that. But that was really that's the thing. The rest of it was so straightforward. It was really the thing that took the most fucking the thing that saved the most bloody time was just doing the goddamn masking, and it was so literally. I was watching YouTube videos of doing it. That's how it's so simple but so time consuming. It was insane. But yeah, but pretty much that is it. It is not complicated. I think the other issue I had was, so over here, if you look here, you can see that this was probably the most complicated mask. This actually was a bit difficult and a bit tricky to kind of calculate. And you can see here I've had to go in to the pixel because it's snow, and snow is very, very minute in detail. I had to go in by the pixel to key around it, because basically the the bloody cup's green and the box is green. So whenever I did the key, it would just ruin the colours. I can't really show you here. But you can see here I've got a key to this bluish colour because basically this is what the mask is doing, is making this background like a kind of a bluish colour, if I can show it correctly. That's what it should be doing. It's not looking like that right now. I actually don't know why. I swear that's what it's meant to be doing now. But yeah, it's making it a different colour so that we could properly key around it, because the problem is it was keying completely into this and there was nothing I could do about it other than rotoscope around it. Now, in retrospect, I just realised I probably could have just keyed around the box here. Like that. That would have made a lot more sense. I don't know why I didn't do that. Instead I went for this approach here. I think it's because I was trying to count for the cup coming in. See, the cup does come in with his hand, and what I could have done there probably is do a separate mask for that, because then I could have just kept this one stationary, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. This made it 10 times harder. You can see here there are some errors in the colour where it kind of goes a bit pink, but because it's so quick you don't really notice it. I test watched it with a bunch of my friends and they don't notice it until I pointed it out to them, so I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, like this mask was so complicated to do, like following all these little points, and the problem is we had really bad intersecting here, and this is why you get this purple line here, is because the same mask is overlapping itself, and there's really nothing I could do about that. But this probably took the most time, and now I'm just getting to the end point where, yep, finally I'm done, and his hand's coming away. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to finish that hole, and then that's it, and then that's that part done. It was really, really tiring to do. This should have taken 2 seconds. The thing is, I could have just left it. I could have just not had to key over it. I mean, like fix the errors in the green screen, but I really wanted to. But that honestly took a lot of time. And in the future, I just know I need to do is just light your green screen properly, or you're gonna end up having to do all of this. And I don't want to do any of this anymore. But yeah. There's a lot of spit and duct tape methods. I'm fearing that there is a 10 times easier way of fixing this problem that I don't know about. I did search up about it. Most of the time, it was actually quite similar to just, yeah, you have to mask it, but the problem is most of the shots are very stationary, whereas mine is not stationary. So, yeah. But honestly, it was absolutely nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And then when it comes to Foley, pretty simple. So we have some wind sounds, we have his voice lines, then we have some like climbing sounds. I made some rock breaking off and falling on more rock sounds. It sounds alright. I think I can make it a bit better. I'm going to go in and tinker it, because that's kind of what you have to do with audio, but you just keep tinkering. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Never again. Never again. I am just like, for the amount of effort I've had to put into this, it was not worth it. Like this ad is not big enough to be worth all that effort. But I have to get it finished. I want to get it finished. I'll get it finished, you know. But that's about it. That's really about it. Yeah. Not as complicated as Underneath the Earth. Sorry, Harrison, if you want to put this on in the background while you're doing something. This is going to be a very short one. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward.